Let's get our mics on.
Yeah, we get the mics on.
Get mic'd up.
You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, wait a minute. Did I press the button? Oh, yeah, the button.
The button, nigga.
The button. All right. Hold on, we get it. It's like putting on your tie for like
He's wearing
Sunday and stuff. Like, yeah, boy, we got to put that tie on, right? Looking all crooked. All right, there we go. All right. Everybody.
All right. Thank y'all.
Yep.
Welcome to Layers of the Culture. This is your man Kurt, and this is
Howie.
And what is this, episode 6?
Episode 6.
6.
Oh, I need to plug this in this, right?
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
You good. Damn.
Bam.
We in there.
All right, so episode 6, and we got a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
After the beef, went through its stages and ended, a lot of stuff jumped off, so we're gonna have to dive deep into that. But before we do that, how was your week, my man?
Oh, week's been pretty good. Opposed to the damn weather with the rain. So the place I work at, the warehouse, it got flooded. And I guess it's going to be flooded for the rest of the week because it was like monsoon season in that mud.
Yeah, man.
Mud started pouring down the bucket like,
yeah.
Worse than when Hurricane Mike. Remember Hurricane Florence came through? And mollywop shit?
Mm-hmm.
It's worse than that. And it just rained.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we got a lot of rain over this whole week, man. I was like, dang, man, trying to work, just the rain just beating down on the roof. So, yeah, it's been a crazy week, man.
Blame it on the rain.
The old school joint.
Yeah,
blame it on the rain.
I should have knew it wasn't them niggas when they sounded that old. Why you sound that old, but y'all young talking, I gotta blame it on
right.
No.
But they got exposed soon enough.
Yeah.
So anyway,
how was your week?
My week was cool, man. Another work week, got through it, still doing our thing. Just been glued to my social media a little bit more because all of these accusations and stuff, which we're going to get into, but everything is good work-wise, family-wise, I'm kind of mad it's still raining so much because, I was kind of looking forward to this weekend just to be able to relax.
Yep.
But it looks like it's going to be raining all weekend, so we'll see. But yeah, other than that, everything is good. I don't think we have any RIPs or anything like that this week, so that's always a good thing. You want to jump into the question of the day, or you want to go into the birthdays first?
We can do the question of the day.
All right, go ahead.
So, is this beef the beef, with Kendrick and Drake? Is this like the biggest beef ever?
Ever. I mean, we've had some big beefs over the years, but I think this one seems to have gotten, I guess it depends on how you want to define biggest. Because you could think biggest as if you look at, go back to the Locks versus, G-Unit. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I think of when I think of big, because the whole crew is in it. With this, we just kind of had a couple people. Now, I think this one has been the most personal. They've gotten into a lot of personal shit and real intimate details. So that might be biggest in that regard. But that's the way I would look at it.
Well, one of them got into the
one of them, yeah.
The other person that kind of had to lie.
Right. So what do you think? Do you think it's the biggest?
As far as the reach, for it being global like it is, I think this is the biggest.
Yeah.
As far as the impact.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think you can deny that. I just, that's the thing about it. But we'll talk some more about it when we get back into it. But I
definitely think it's big in that regard because, I think that's what kind of made the Nas and Jay-Z thing big. Not just because they were the two biggest rappers, but, Jay-Z started throwing out all that personal shit like, yo, skeeted in your Jeep, left condoms on your baby seat. They was like, whoa, where'd that come from? You was doing who?
And then what's crazy about that, Jay-Z mama came out and was like, yo, look, that's
Right.
a little too much.
Right. She was like, yo, that's crazy. Why would you do that?
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, definitely things have changed. I mean, that was kind of like what, I'll allude to that later. So,
Okay.
just remember, pick it up right there, and then, we'll go to the buffets. And
Okay.
I mean, not the buffet, my fat ass. Birthdays. You say, yeah, you will say buffet, you fat fuck. Yeah, you would say that.
I knew what
shit.
you were talking about, but
The birthday buffets.
All right.
Hey, if you're a rapper and you have a birthday and you want to go to the buffet, that's your prerogative. That is your right. You do that shit.
Hey, buffets are good, man.
And
Love a good buffet.
Eat more for me. Because I need to break my damn arm.
I hear you, man. Man, listen. All right, well, I'm going to jump into the birthdays so we can celebrate some folks. Back on May 6th, your boy Meek Mill had a birthday, who's kind of mixed up in this a little bit. You know, he's been kind of talking.
Hold on, wait a minute. I thought we were finished. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. You're messing with the kids.
Yo, that's hilarious.
I'm sorry.
All right. So, happy birthday to Meek Mill. On May 7th, we have my man from Queens, Big Noid. Happy birthday to him. Always repping, down with Mob Deep.
That's my dude right there.
Yeah, man, Big Noid. On May 9th, we have my man Ghostface Killer. So happy birthday to him.
Ghostface
Killer. No one can get illa. But yep, on May 10th, we have my man Craig Mack. Rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace, Flavor.
Yes, sir. Also on the same day, Young MC. Old school veteran. So happy birthday to both of them.
Bust the move.
Yes, sir. On May 12th, we had Elzai.
All right.
Happy birthday to him. May 13th, we had Pusha T.
Pusha T.
You know what I mean? Don't mess with Pusha. Don't try to push a P. Let's push a
T.
And then on the same day, we had OC from Brooklyn. Happy birthday to him. And the Mike Dot, PMD from EPMD. Happy birthday.
Heavy hitters right there.
Yeah, all on the 13th.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. On the 14th, we had my man Freaky Ty from the Lost Boys.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to him. Today, which is the 15th, as we are recording this, it is Melly Mel's birthday.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir. I put a post up for him already on Instagram and TikTok. And
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes, sir.
Don't push me.
'Cause I'm
close to the edge. I try not to lose my head.
And also today, my one of my closest friends from high school, my man Sadiq, is his birthday as well. So happy birthday to him.
Shout out Sadiq.
Yes, sir. Coming up tomorrow on the 16th, we got Special Ed. Happy birthday to him. We got Love Bug Starsky, also a pioneer in the game. Happy birthday to him. Coming up on the 19th, we got Yo Gotti. Happy birthday to him.
Gotti.
And then on the 20th, we got Busta Rhymes coming up. Yeah, man. So happy birthday to him.
Sometime I want to get it. I can't do it. I was like, yo,
yes,
I just glitched out.
I mean, you almost got to it.
No, I didn't.
Busta Rhymes, man. It's hard to keep up with that dude, man. So that's it for my birthdays, though. So happy birthday to all of them. Let me give you a couple of music joints I got. The Dog Pound is releasing new music. They got an album coming out at the end of the month, and they got a new single out called We All We Got. And they have it kind of titled like, with the initials, WAWG. So it's We All We Got. And then Corey Guns put out a new joint called Laundry. He got a new album coming out, so go support that. Ghostface, speaking of Ghostface, he got a new album coming out. And he got a new joint he just dropped with Nas called Scar Tissue.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Goes hard.
Check that out.
Can't go wrong with Nas on there. Or Ghostface, you know what I mean?
No.
And then my man, The Game, dropped a diss song against Rick Ross, Freeway's Revenge. Yeah, man. So that can kind of lead us into our topics because we got to talk about that. During the beef, Rick Ross was trolling, Drake a little bit, He did drop a diss song, once Drake dissed him or whatever, but Rick Ross has not made any more diss tracks, after that. So
But I wish we would have got more songs.
right, I kind of wish we would have
I
got at least
I
one
wish
more.
we got a couple.
Yeah.
Because he killed that shit.
Yeah, he did, man. And maybe he felt like I did enough with that one. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
I released it in the tape. I'm a boss. And now this nigga the gang trying to get
man.
Oh, I'm a boss. I ain't got time to respond. Oh.
He set the tone because it was him that first did that instant response. When Drake dropped his push-ups, Rick Ross came right back like, oh, nah, nigga, I know how to play chess. Boom.
Bam!
You know what I mean? And then after that, Kendrick started letting loose on him too. Like, drop one here, dropped another there, dropped another there. So, yeah, man. But, the game, I think the game's this song is called Freeway's Revenge. So he's kind of taking the angle of Freeway Ricky Ross, who Rick Ross got his name from, one of the biggest, like, drug dealing types, in the country. And, who really doesn't like Rick Ross because he said Rick Ross took his name and he asked him not to use it. Rick Ross refused. They went to court, that didn't work out. So Rick Ross got a chance to keep the name. So it is what it is.
Well, not only Rick Ross, Freeway too. Freeway from because it was Rick.
Yeah.
It's Rick Freeway.
Yeah, Ross. Freeway Ricky Ross. Yeah, that's like you're right. That's where Freeway from State Property got his name.
Yeah,
but he just called himself Freeway. He don't use the whole Rick Ross part.
So, I thought he went after him too.
Did he?
I want to say he did.
He might have. I don't know.
Because he said rappers were using his name.
Got you.
But
I didn't pay much attention to.
But I think Rick Ross at the time when he was like the biggest, coming out.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he went after him.
So I did think that the Game's diss track was hard. It went hard. Game was rapping his ass off, but I really think it was a reach, and I think that Rick Ross is kind of messing with him like, you're trying to get me to, respond, and I'm just gonna troll you. Rick Ross had a video on his Instagram stories where he had the convertible on the hydraulics, and it was the same exact one from the Game's first album that he had on the cover, with the gold rims, the Dayton's on. I think it was Dayton rims, but he was like using the hydraulics to bounce it up. So I don't know if Rick Ross just made a copy of that car or if he actually bought that car. You know what I mean?
I could have bought it, but sometimes it can be rented. Rented.
Well, what do you think? What do you think about this Rick Ross and Game situation? First of all, do you think Game's diss was pretty good, and do you think Rick Ross should respond?
Well, I saw the reaction video. I didn't get a chance to go through all of it. I do agree with the reactioner of the video. It's a little too too late now.
Yeah,
it's not that it's a bad record. It's good. It's actually better quality. I mean, even when Game dissed Eminem, you know what I'm saying, that was a pretty good quality. But the thing of it is with this battle, with Drake and Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't got no dirt, like I think things have changed. Kendrick and Drake kind of changed the dynamics on battling.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So really now, it's almost like, if you ain't got no dirt on anybody, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying genuine wrath. I'm not saying genuine, like rap beef or rap battles ain't there to like, let me sharpen up my skill set and all that other stuff or test my skill set against an opponent. I ain't saying that, but at this, that's not obsolete.
Right.
But what I am saying, like, you coming out now trying to just get on the train.
Yeah.
And then you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You're doing dated stuff back from like, if it was 2010, you know what I'm saying? It's just not going to work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's it.
So, we'll see where that goes. And, I don't think it's going to go too far. I think Rick Ross is just going to keep trolling him a little bit, kind of messing with him. Because, I think Rick Ross, he realizes that this is a reach. So, he's just going to play with him a little bit. But have you heard that, Vlad done got into some stuff?
Oh yeah, about the lady in Princeton.
Yeah,
I thought we
yeah.
talked about this, but yeah,
Did we talk about that already?
Did he what? So what? I didn't really get the whole following up of the story. The last thing I know, he apologized.
Yeah,
but I know he was trying to get the lady fired for like just saying get out the business.
Yeah, because basically how it
or
started,
get out of black folk business,
right?
Yeah.
So how it started was like from when I saw Vlad was commenting on one of Kendrick's diss songs. I think it was the 616. I think one of the songs that he was just like he felt like the beat wasn't chopped up or mastered as good as it should have been. And so he was just kind of like, yeah, I think it would have been better if Kendrick had done this song better. The beat was just not right. And, I guess he's trying to speak from a producer DJ aspect. And so somebody commented under his post, which was the lady, the professor from Princeton, that this is something that's a black folks business. So you probably shouldn't be the one talking about it.
Yeah.
And so he started commenting back to her. And, he was like, so you saying white people can't comment on this, blah, blah, blah. And then after she said something else, he threatens to contact Princeton. He's like, yeah, I'll be contacting Princeton on Monday. And so, and she tries to clarify, what she's saying. Like, I'm not saying it's we don't like white people. I'm just saying this is a cultural thing. Let us handle this.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, don't try to change the subject now. I'm going to contact Princeton. But, later on he says, oh, I wasn't really going to do it. I was just kind of trolling her since she was trolling me.
She didn't troll you. You know what, Vlad? You sound like a bitch.
Right, exactly.
And I'll say that to your face. I don't give a fuck who you rolling with.
Yeah.
I know you got your little goons and like, yeah, I got my security.
Exactly. So he kind of retracted and then he apologized. But the black folks on Twitter, Black Twitter ate him up on that post. So, y'all should go check it out when y'all get a chance. Even Kev on Stage did a post where he was making fun of Vlad for doing that.
Yeah, man. It's like, man. I mean, now, I'm not going to say, I will say this from a producer standpoint. If because, I don't know, he mixed or anything like that. Because that's the thing. I never really heard of Vlad until he did the interviews. I don't know what he mixed or anything.
Same with me.
But I mean, if you know those things, if you're speaking from that, I mean, I can understand. But I mean, I was in music, which I will get back to that in a sec. Now, as far as the boards and stuff, I didn't know, but I thought it was good. That's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorites out the whole disc. As far as like, I mean, shit, that Al Green shit hit.
Yeah, I never found nothing wrong.
Yeah, that was like my favorite shit right there, man.
Yeah. So, Vlad, you can have your opinion, but you're inaccurate on that.
And I mean, it's okay to be Team Drake, you know what I'm saying? You had some sand in your pussy, you just wanted to be like, I gotta find something wrong with this. It's just a production.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's fine.
Exactly.
It's fine. Do that.
Yeah, anybody who's Team Drake, they're gonna try to find something wrong with something, Did you hear that echo in the background? He fucked the whole thing up.
The whole thing. But that's what I'm saying, man. That's the thing, man. I think let's go back to production and producing a little bit. Hip hop, just like rock and roll, it's supposed to have like a little hair in the back. It's supposed to be like a little rough. You know what I'm saying? Everything shouldn't be smooth and melodic and things. I think it should be okay for, you know what I'm saying, to be a little rough.
Yeah, absolutely. So man. So we shall see. But let's kind of jump into the main thing that's been going on. With the mole who's been behind feeding Kendrick all the information. So many of you probably have heard. This mole person opened up a Twitter account, and people kind of started quickly realizing who it was. Not who it was, but that they were the mole. Mm-hmm. So their name on Twitter is Ebony Prince 2K24.
Okay.
And basically they started posting the same stuff like what Kendrick had as his artwork for the songs, like the Ozempic picture, the Ozempic prescription, and all this other stuff.
The Maybach glove.
The Maybach glove.
So with that T-shirt or jacket or something like
exactly.
that.
And basically, they were showing those pictures plus like videos saying, yeah, I have those videos to let you know I'm the one who, has all this stuff.
Yeah, putting it together.
So, I was kind of following that, like, wow, okay, so the mole is speaking out, but they haven't said specifically who they are. But a lot of people at first thought it was Kendrick because they showed a video with the Brooklyn skyline in the background. And they were like, okay, well, Kendrick got the penthouse in Brooklyn or whatever. So could it be him? Is he his own mole or something like that?
Some people said, Drake teamed up with 50 Cent. And shout out to King Curtis because he would alluded to this. He said, what happened to 50 Cent was the mole.
Right.
Because, on Power, Kendrick was on a couple episodes.
Yeah, he was. I remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the show, but
but
I
he was
definitely
there,
saw those because they were making a big deal out of it when Kendrick showed up on the show.
Yeah.
So
you take that one.
All right.
Yeah. I'm not saying. I'm just.
Yeah.
When I was taught, if you don't have anything, if you have something, you should share it.
Yeah.
Share it with the class.
But I don't think, Kendrick is the mole per se, but the more the mole has put out tweets and videos, they are kind of revealing slowly who they are. So they've said things like, they worked at the hotel, because basically all of this stems from some events that took place at like the Mark Hotel, which is a very expensive hotel that Epstein used to use. And so they're tying that in, saying, maybe that's why Drake is using it for his little freak off parties. Since it's the same thing that Epstein used to use. And so this person said that they somehow work at the hotel. Either they're in hospitality or security, something like that. I think the more they talk, I think they're in the hospitality part. I think there's someone who cleans the rooms after it's all said and done. You know what I mean? Housekeeping. One of those. But so they have a video where they show Drake getting out of a car going into, I think it is the hotel, and some crazy fan starts wilding out, screaming Drake and trying to run after him, and you see a bunch of security, and there's this one person in a hotel outfit trying to hold the lady back, and the person put in the caption, I was there to help protect you from people like this. And, this is how you treat me. You messed up my money. They keep throwing out allegations that Drake messed up their money somehow. So it's, and I'm trying to kind of go through all of it out.
Go ahead.
But basically they're saying that the way that they got these items was that they were left over from one of Drake's freak offs and cleaned up the room, found the items. They said that they put the items in lost and found at first, seeing if, somebody would come back for them. 3 months passed, nobody claimed them, and the hotel manager was like, yeah, we can go ahead and just discard them. So that's when the person was like, okay, cool, now I got free range to take them.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how they got them. And then also you got the little person, Christopher Alvarez, the one that looks like a baby in the picture. That's actually a grown man. He just looks like he's in a stroller because he sits in these little baby stroller-like chairs to help him move around.
Oh, he got.
He's got a really baby-like body.
Yeah,
he's got a grown person's head, but his body, just got the little baby arms, and I don't think his legs work at all. So he wears really like toddler-type clothes.
Yeah,
he's that small.
Yeah. And
so a lot of people thought it was a baby at first, but it. And I found he has an account on Twitter, so I found his account. He's Hispanic, but he can speak English. He has a really raspy voice, so when he talks, it's like, so it's really hard to understand him sometimes.
Yeah.
But he can articulate pretty good. And he basically also put out a video after this all started jumping off, and he was like, oh, nah, I did go to the hotel that night, but I was just there hanging out with Drake, just listening to some beats. Now this all is taking place at like 3 in the morning, so everybody's like,
yeah,
3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
You ain't coming to listen to no
Nothing
beat,
is
you know
good. Nothing comes good in 3
right.
in the morning.
So it's just a bunch of stuff that's been going on, man. So what is your take on all this so far?
Man, the whole thing, it's just kind of crazy, man, because with this beef, this is really like just going back to the impact. This is the first beef that, you know, people came out and pretty much like, yeah, so this is this, and I'm accusing you of this.
Right.
And it's just like the world, because, well, I can say the internet. I'll say the internet. I won't necessarily say the world, because the world is dancing now. Man, Kendrick had the whole world dancing.
Yeah, man.
But the
mustard on the beat.
yeah, killing it. But the internet is just uncovering story after story, allegation after allegation on Drake. And my thing of it is on this is I think it's not only the artists that are tired of Drake. I think it's and I think we spoke about this last time. I think the whole industry is tired of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? For him to have that reign for 15 years, he didn't really have any dirt on him. I know that some people might say, going back to, some people had beef with him. The XXX
man,
situation.
That's a crazy situation right there.
Yeah, with that, going back to that, and some people even say even the Offset situation was some things of that nature. But for all this going on, and then all this coming out, I actually even heard, and this is all alleged, because I cannot prove it, but I heard some audio, and it was actually through DJ Academics, which we'll go back to Wackademics in a minute. Wackademics in a minute. But yeah, it's got a picture of, not a picture, but audios of Drake and some dogs screaming in the background.
Yeah.
They were saying that he does things with dogs, and I'm gonna let y'all allude to that.
So that's another thing. The Mole is saying that they got evidence that Drake and possibly Academics be doing some wild ish with canines. So yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy. But yeah, like you said, there's that video where Academics was on a live, and you could hear dogs in the background, like sound like they were getting tortured.
It was.
It was like, whoa, you know what I mean? What's going on? Man. He trying to act like, oh, it's nothing, nothing. That's just, I think he tried to blame it on like his pet, like, oh yeah, he's just hungry or something like that.
Hungry pets don't sound like that.
Exactly. And also one of Kendrick's henchmen or goons, or whatever you want to call him, part of his street team. This guy's been doing interviews. I forget his name.
What's it, Bravo something? He's out of Chicago, isn't he?
I think so.
Because I was listening to some stuff about that as well.
Yeah.
It was really good, very informative, very good information.
Exactly. He said that he was there the whole time, like when Kendrick was dropping the diss songs. He said Kendrick did all 5 of those diss songs in one session.
Yeah.
I was like, yo. And so Kendrick, man, Kendrick was ready for war. You know what I mean? And then he said Kendrick also had 5 more songs waiting for Drake, just in case.
I told you.
So, just because Drake was the last one to drop that,
the Hard Part 6.
The Hard Part 6, don't think he just, Kendrick was just bowing out like, oh, I'm going to let it go. Nah. Kendrick was ready to go to war, had 5 more songs in the chamber, and the dude said that 5th one, he said it was super dark. So dark that was the only one that Kendrick didn't let him hear.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And, so yeah, he said Daylight has been hanging out with Kendrick too, because Daylight is on Kendrick's team. And so, him and Daylight kind of, let people know on the internet, like, what Kendrick is doing and all that, like not to be a mole or anything, but just more so just to support him. Like, yeah. Kendrick about to drop such and such. So, because Daylight got beef with Drake too, because he said he ghost wrote for Drake and Drake never gave him credit. So he dropped a few bars for Drake too.
Yeah, that was the whole thing with Rick Ross too. He was explaining that, you know, he was pretty much at Drake's writing camp. Like he was pretty much writing, and it was just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. And just like, it's just like Kendrick said to me, it just seems like for everybody in the industry to have a problem with the same guy says something about the guy. You know what I'm saying? As far as his character, and as far as his character and stuff go, and going back to, you know, even with Joe Budden on the podcast, on one of his podcasts, he was talking about the album. I don't know if it was for All the Dogs or for something else, and he was just saying, "I'm tired of Drake catering to like teenagers. I want to hear what an older Drake sounds like.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear the teeny bop Drake."
Right.
And with all these allegations and stuff, now we see why he's pandering towards a younger audience.
Yeah. Another thing about the younger audience thing that they were saying, in Drake's home country of Canada, 16 is allowed to consent to sex and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe Drake is just so used to the younger girls, but, you know, they're like, you can't do that type of shit here. We don't play that shit here.
Matter of fact, it's funny that you said that, because that was actually in Degrassi. Not the one that he was on, but the older one. It was actually kind of it was actually kind of funny, because this girl, I think her brother was named Wills. Her name was Stephanie, and she went with this older guy, and you know, my man about ready to get that thing in. It's like, yeah, girl, you look good. I mean, she was kind of cute, you know, for her age, you know what I'm saying? And she's told the guy, like, wait a minute, I'm not 16, I'm 14, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he kind of backed off, but you know what I'm saying? If I remember the episode correctly, because it's been so long. But it's funny that you said that, because that's exactly what they were talking about. But see, I didn't know that was a Canada show.
Me either.
Because I watched it like in school, middle school, we had like health class. Yeah. So they played it in health. So that's what they had played those shows.
Okay.
But see, I never knew. I thought it was American. I didn't know it was Canadian.
Yeah, I watched the original, but not a whole lot. I watched a few episodes of the original, like you're talking about, but I don't remember much about it. I don't even remember episodes. I just remember thinking it was cool, but it was just during a time when I didn't watch TV like religiously. Just if I happened to catch an episode, I would watch it, and that was it. And then when Drake's version came out, I didn't really pay attention to that at all. I was like, okay, so they're doing a remake. All right, whatever. Yeah. And I just kind of left it like that. But yeah, man, Drake, I think if I heard correctly, I think they said something about bestiality being okay in Canada. Now, I'm not sure, but I feel like I heard somebody say that was more so tolerated up there, and that might be why he's into weird-ish with canines.
Yeah, because that's even, I think, Rihanna, like the people, that's what old boy was talking about, like he don't really have no game with women, don't know how to talk with women. Right. Because he's into these strange things. I don't know if he was alluding to that, but he said that's why he lost Rihanna, because it's just that Rihanna was like, yeah, you a little strange. I'm going to get up out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to go this way.
Yeah, and then it's like, then you're going to be, you know what I'm saying, like bitchy. Like,
the sex wasn't that great. It was
whatever.
And it's like, it's just weird, man. Like, that's the thing about Drake, man. It's just like that energy was weird. Like, I understand, like, for instance, if you diss females, I can understand you dissing, like, if you're a rapper and you diss, like, a female colleague or rapper, say, yeah, you're not that dope, I got better style than you. I'm cool with that. And as long as y'all keep it on wax, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, your sex wasn't great. Or, oh, I found better pussy than you. And just like, a real man just don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They might talk about the hurt that you put them through. It's like, yeah, I mean, you know, that's different. Like, if you talk about the hurt and, you know, and I can understand, oh, bitch, I won't call you. I can kind of get that. But the, like, you know, shame them and stuff like that, yeah, that's just, a real man don't do
Yeah,
that.
it shows a lot about your character.
Yeah. I just don't, I'm just not with that.
But I will say this, you know, so we got the allegations about the dogs and whatnot, you know, allegedly, and then there's also the allegations about the underage girls. Now, I will say this, there's a lot of evidence about the underage stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's evidence where he was hanging out with, like, you know, what's the little
Millie
Kardashian?
Bobby.
Not Millie Bobby, the Kardashian girls.
Oh, Chloe?
Kylie Jenner, I guess.
Oh.
I think it was Kylie, the one, the younger one. He was hanging out with her and hugged up on her when she was 16. There's like two other chicks, you know, that he got video evidence of being with when they were like 16, 17. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. You know, and it don't look good for him. You know what I mean? I will say that it don't look good for him, man.
And the thing of it is, it's just like all the evidence going against him. It's like it's really like I said, the industry. Because usually people, especially with the whole Jay Prince thing and, you know, Lucian Grange, I think if they had an interest to protect them, they would still do it. But now, I think all this stuff being exposed,
yeah.
And I'm thinking like, well, shit, we're losing money. It's like, well, fuck him. We'll just dump him.
Yeah.
And I think they just letting all this stuff happen.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, and that's not a good look either, just being tied to that Lucian guy, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. Y'all got to let us know what y'all think in the comments, man, because there's a lot going on, and, you know, of course, we're going to keep up with it. We did a bonus episode last week just because, you know, it was just so much stuff jumping off. But, you know, we try to do episodes every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But, you know,
if
anything gets important, we be jumping on it, so...
I will say this because I want to, before we get into the next subject, but I want to shout out Kendrick Lamar. I appreciate him not only, you know, bringing hip hop back, but bringing music back in general, and Metro. I got to shout out Metro.
Oh yeah, shout out to Metro.
Because man, it's good. It was. I ain't gonna lie, it's refreshing. I mean, whether you had a man in the fight or not, it is refreshing to see people dance, like all types of people dancing. It was great to it was good to see people playing instruments. We haven't seen that in so long. Like people playing. There was a girl that was playing the trombone. I think I sent that to you.
Yep,
like, yeah, she don't know what. Like Kendrick don't know what he did.
Yeah.
For the marching band joint. So like, man, listen.
Yep. Kendrick, man, he brought like the whole country into this joint.
Yeah, man. It's just a beautiful thing to see. Like you know what I'm saying, love it or hate it. I'm glad to see, especially like young people expressing themselves. The BBL Drizzy joint, my man, there was like a dude shredding the guitar with the joint. My man was nice with it. But it's great to see that. It's great to see the creativity go back up again. And shout out to Future too, because Future pretty much, sir, Future, you are an American hero, just like my man's saying. You are an American hero.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because that was one thing he was saying. Like, Future was like one of the last real street dudes. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, and then he was one of the first guys that told. Diddy know, like, I ain't going up in that hotel with you. Like, you a man and like, what I got to deal with up there with you for?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
yep. And then, academics, man, he done got caught up on some charges too.
Oh, yeah.
He done turned his whole social media page off on Instagram. I don't know.
Wow.
He turned that whole shit off. You go there, it's nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the mole was kind of threatening him and Drake, saying, because remember when Kendrick first showed up with those pictures of like the Ozempic and all that, Drake and Act were both saying that somehow Kendrick stole that information or stole those items, that he was a thief, and either he did it or he had somebody else do it for him. And so the mole was basically like, nah, this how I got them because I worked at the hotel. I found them in the trash, blah, 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 turned them in, that kind of thing. So he was like, y'all need to admit that nobody stole this from y'all or I'm going to release all this video. And so they were supposed to do that by this past Monday, which they didn't.
Oh.
So that's why the mole has been releasing more and more videos and pictures and tweeting out more information. And basically, the mole is now doing an auction of all those items.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I think it's like 800,000. Yeah, he said, hey.
Too much for my blood.
Yep. So he's already got a couple of offers from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Now, some people think the mole is a she. I think it's a he, and I think it's somebody who's in the LGBTQ community. Because some of the terminology they're using, I'm like, okay. They said that they mentioned something about living in one of those, or being part of one of those houses that New York is famous for, where they do those balls, the dancing, where a lot of the gays and LGBTQ go to do those ball dances and all of that. I don't know how I don't know the right terminology, but they do stuff like that, and they put on shows and all of that, and they dress up. He mentioned being part of one of those types of houses. I think he mentioned the House of Ebony. And so, typically those are LGBTQ people. I don't think there's any, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think there's not really any straight people in those, So I think it's a dude, and I think he's just a little maybe on the femme side, and some people are taking it as it's a female. Now, I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. I think it's a dude, but yeah, it's getting deep, man. Academics, he's been caught up on charges of essay. Yeah, let's say essay. So I want to try to, curve my language a little bit because I don't want, none of that shadow banning and all of that. So he's got evidence against him. There's text between him and some girl. Also, there's video because he said he got videos all over his house. There's video of a girl, this one girl who's want to act supposed like just side pieces. Yeah. And she was over his place one time, and two of Academic's friends essayed her, supposedly while Ack was asleep. Like Ack was in his room asleep. He woke up, found out the girl got essayed, and that was it. But then later on, he calls the girl back. Like a year or two later, like, yeah, let's hang out. And then he supposedly does the same thing. He essays her.
Why would you go back?
Right. Now, that was kind of silly for her to go back.
On that.
Right. So I don't know if he just smooth talked her or what, but, she's saying that he did it too. And he's like, nah, she lying. But then there's evidence of, there's also like the dog thing. There's a thing where a female is screaming real bad in the back of one of his lives. Oh. I mean, real loud. Like she's just really getting attacked. And he's like, oh, no, don't worry about that. That's just somebody trying to mess up my video. Like somebody was just in the background playing. This female sound like they was screaming bloody murder. It's bad. So.
They're talking about if I go down.
Right.
He trying to Nino Brown everybody. Y'all go down.
When you say something like that, if I go down, y'all go down, you just let somebody know that you're guilty. You know what I mean? You basically saying, yeah, I did it, but if I get in trouble, I got to take y'all with me.
Well, I think, too, you open yourself, can we just say it? You open yourself to unaliving yourself because if there's people that don't want that out, they're going to stop it by any means. And I don't care how much security you got and all that stuff. If they can touch you, they can touch you.
Yeah, and I will say this. I've never been a huge fan of Academics. Once I saw after him and the Joe Budden podcast, how they had their whatever
Everyday Struggle.
Yeah. Once that broke up and Academics started doing his own thing, I started seeing just what kind of person he was. So I didn't really care for him, but this situation has solidified that for me. I have no respect for him because there's an audio clip, a video. I think it's a video too, but he's talking on his live about messing with underage girls. He says, I don't care. He literally says, I don't care if you're 17, 17 and a half, or you're about to turn 18. If you got college ID, you getting this D. He literally said that. He was like, I do not care if you, as long as you got college ID. To me, 17 is no different than 21. He literally said that kind of stuff.
There's a difference.
Big difference.
Yeah, there's a difference.
First of all, there's a difference of 4 years.
Yeah.
And the thought patterns of a 17-year-old are nothing like a 21-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
and that's evident in like I said, did I tell you about the one girl that was 17? I don't know if she's 17 now. She might be older, but at 17, she asked, because there was a guy that was doing an interview, and I think I talked about this last time, but he was basically, the girls not only got Drake following her on Twitter, I think the dad was following her, like Dennis.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That was weird, man. I think I know where you're going, but go ahead.
Yeah, so the guy asked, he didn't accuse her.
Right.
He said, would you have sex with Drake? Not in those words. But he said, would you? And she said, I can't confess.
Right.
I mean, I can't say that because
that's for the court.
That's from the court. And
Yeah,
my man
dude was just, you could see the light bulb turning on in his head. He was like,
you're a victim.
You're a victim. And she goes, no, I'm not. Yeah, nah, it's too late. You messed up. You know what I mean? Because he never said you did something with Drake. Yeah. He just asked hypothetically, would you? Because he knew that the father was following this girl, which is very strange. Yeah. Very inappropriate to be following a young girl like that.
Well, they said that he used to be, the father was actually a pimp somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's allegedly. Because I don't, but that's what they were saying. So that's probably why he trying to, him and his son following these girls, grooming them and things like that. Yeah. But it's crazy, man. This is, I'm not, what I'm saying, with this whole hip hop stuff, like these type of people coming into the, like the Diddy's and all this stuff, they're coming into these, under, these marginalized communities. And it's like you're raping the people and taking advantage of the people that are there. I mean, I know that Drake ain't doing that to all our people, but right. Enough. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. But it's so weird because now that all this stuff is coming out, when you go back and listen to a lot of the Kendrick disses, it's hitting different now. Like when you hear him say, "Dear Sandra," which is Drake's mother, your son is a sick man. It's like, I get it now. Now that the dog stuff is coming out, now that the underage stuff is coming out, I'm like, okay, yeah, he might be sick. And they're saying that even though the little guy, Christopher Alvarez, who is, actually pretty famous in his area, they're saying that there definitely is evidence that something happened between him and Drake. Oh. Even though he's saying, no, Drake didn't do anything to me. I was just chilling with him, listening to beats at 3 a.m. You know what I mean? They're saying that, nah, there's some evidence out there that Drake was doing something. He got some sort of weird fetish and stuff like that. So, yeah. So it's getting crazy, man. It's going, the rabbit hole is going deep on Drake, man. Pause. But
no Diddy.
I don't know what to think of that, man.
All I'm gonna say is, I don't think that's the black calf.
Yeah, I don't either. That's definitely not.
And we're gonna leave it at that.
We're gonna leave it at that.
We're gonna leave it at that.
But yeah, of course, y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments. Please don't forget, hit all the buttons. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Brothers and sisters.
Same jokes.
Yes, sir.
New platform.
We need funds
to be
allocated. So yeah, do your best, man. Share this channel out, with your friends. We love to have just good conversation about hip hop and the culture. we're not out here trying to slander one person over the other.
No.
But that's why we make sure we say allegedly.
Yeah.
But it's seeming like it's stacking up
Yeah.
against Drake. It does seem like that, and academics.
Yeah.
And
if you're a team Drake, you know what I'm saying, it's cool. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We don't you know what I'm saying, the fans, because I mean the truth, if all this is the truth will get out.
Yeah.
At this point in time. But hell, I'm not the biggest Drake fan. Some stuff, like I said, when he first came in, I didn't really like the way he moved and all that.
Yeah.
But he got, over the years, he had some stuff that I was like, okay, I can jam to this. You know what I'm saying? If you can just get the music, I'm cool with it. I think, unlike Diddy, because that's who people are comparing him to, because like with the whole allegation stuff, but unlike Diddy, I will say Drake does have a talent. He does perform. He does produce and things of that nature.
Okay.
I give that to him. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like, what Kendrick does, I don't think Drake like that. I don't think of Drake as like this, oh man, he's like the dopest MC ever. No. Right. Especially when you have ghostwriters. You know what I'm saying? And then, a lot of people like, oh, well, all these rappers they got writers. Yeah, they might have people that give suggestions or collaborate, yeah. But most, you know what I'm saying? Like MCs mostly gonna write stuff themselves. Or they're gonna like, hey, let me if someone says, hey, if I'm writing something and they say, man, that's good, but if you structure it this way, and say it this way, that'd be better. So if I go back, rewrite it and structure it,
right?
Guess what? I still wrote it.
Yeah.
It's just that I might have got help, but that's a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not him writing it. That's
right.
me fixing it, and then like, oh, I could touch it up like this, and bam. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
That's the thing with that. But Drake, to me, he's all right. I just don't. It's crazy. I will say this too, though. I think it's crazy that he, that whole "I'm one away from Michael" thing. Like, as far as like, what is it? The whole pop beefs, our most pop accolades and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I will say too, like the whole. Well, in the Grammys, like the whole year, like it's always Drake. The whole 2010s stuff has always been Drake, Taylor Swift, some other Beyonce. It's like I'm sick of seeing the same damn people.
Same people. Like and nobody else is making good music.
Yeah. It's just those things I don't like about Drake. Yeah. That's just me, personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I agree with you. I think this is how I think it's going to play out. I think the only supporters that Drake is going to have after this all is done is his stands, the one that are just stalker fans, and maybe like 5 to 10% of the industry will support him. The other like 90 to 95%, they're going to be like, nah, I'm done with you, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's too much. It's too much evidence that's stacking up against him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, this don't look good. This ain't a good look.
And that was another thing. What my man was saying is like 21 Savage is very quiet.
Yep.
It's like, he can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, he trying to stay out of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to get called into any of this.
Well, I think a lot of the reason is, because, and I think he might have, I'm trying to think, because I think he said one thing to the other. He said that the reason why Drake didn't call out Future, because Future's not on UMG.
Right.
He's on Sony.
Yeah.
And I want to say that he said that 21 Savage was on Sony as well.
Oh, okay.
But I think he might be UMG, and with him being on UMG, like he's probably, and since they did the album together, he was probably like, yeah, you might want to just
leave that on
and which sucks, man, because that's the thing too. I like 21 Savage. Actually, I'm not like the biggest fan of him, but I look at him like an evil guru from Gangstar. That's how I look at him because he kind of got the monotone.
Yeah.
But he got his own, he got his own style. I respect it.
Yeah, he definitely got his own style, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan. I've never once heard him do anything, and I was like, oh, that's kind of dope.
You don't like 1, 2, 3, 4,
Nope.
5, 6, 7, 8 in my bank account.
No,
in
sir.
my bank account.
No, sir.
1, 2, 3,
Nope.
4, 5, 6. Damn, he basically Billy Mill that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Shooters ready to gun you down. Ready to gun you down.
Yeah.
Ready to gun you down.
Yeah. Speaking of simplistic rhymes, if y'all haven't heard, Diddy's son King Combs released a diss against 50 Cent.
Yeah.
And he started it off with the Itsy Bitsy Spider theme.
Are you serious?
Literally. He didn't say those words, but he rapped in that tone. He was like, and real slow, real monotone, real boring. And I was like, bro, that's not how you start off a diss. You know what I mean? That you got to come with some hype. You got to come with some aggression. When the beat drops, after that, the beat is pretty dope, but his rhymes are real simplistic and just kind of lackluster. So
you got to come in with that Ice Cube, like, give me that beat, bitch.
Right.
It's a jack move. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
You got to go hard.
Exactly. All of that. You know what I mean? We need that. So, yeah, he definitely sounded foolish. And then in the song, he kind of snitched on himself. He kind of started throwing the thing in there about the feds when they came and kicked down the door.
They talk about the wrong house.
Right, the wrong house. They should have got the one next door. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Y'all
what are you
just
talking about?
They trying to be gangsters and they just tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like going back to Drake, man. It's like on another reason why. Like, how are you gonna be telling on yourself?
Exactly.
Talk about in the Heart Part 6, like, yeah, if I was, he basically OJ'd that shit.
Right.
Like, I didn't do it, but if I did,
here's how.
Yeah, I ain't, I would have been arrested if I was with these kids.
I don't like having sex with kids, but if I did,
I would have been arrested. I'm too famous for that.
Right. It's like, dude, shut up already. You're snitching on yourself, man.
I'm going to do a song about me not doing things to kids.
Right.
That should be, and that was the thing too with that. Like, and then they'll get back out. What someone was saying is like, now here they're having the allegations of you being a pedo. The first thing you do is like, well, you ain't, that daughter act, that daughter joint ain't true.
Right.
It's like, but you're not gonna address the pedo stuff.
Exactly.
How come you ain't addressing that?
Exactly. Dude, come on. Now the code word for that is now
PDF file.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
PDF file. No, I've been hearing that a lot lately. I'm like, okay, I like that one. That's
what I'm saying, man. Hey, I think, like I said, the Gen Z lingo, it kind of reminds me of, especially like with the unalive, because like in Britain, when they say something is dead, they say, well, this is X something.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of those terms. I shout out to Gen Z.
Yeah. And one other thing I want to mention, Kendrick's homeboy that's been doing all the interviews from his street team, he said that he did confirm that, that shooting at Drake's house had nothing to do with Kendrick. It was based on the issue with The Weeknd. He said, because I didn't realize that the shooting that happened at The Weeknd's house happened like 3-4 weeks ago.
Oh,
so it happened like during the middle of the beef when.
Wow!
Yeah, it was like mid-April when this shit was happening, and so now they think that was retaliation for that.
Oh, okay.
So that's why this shooting happened at his house.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't think Kendrick's that type of guy. And then, and the thing of it is, it's kind of funny because I was thinking about that. It might have worked back in the 90s, especially with the whole Tupac and Biggie thing. And then you got to remember, Tupac and Biggie was 24, 25.
Yep.
So when that happens, you're going to think a little bit different than as both Drake and Kendrick are both in their 30s. So why would a 30-year-old man? You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
that just don't make sense. I'm not saying 30-year-olds because we've seen examples in this country. You know, that have been 40 years old, especially like the stuff in Vegas back in 2020 and
Yeah.
all that stuff. You know, they were older people, lone wolves.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but theoretically though, like, I mean, it just don't make sense. These guys are a little older, so it would make sense for them to start shooting up stuff.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but yep, it is what it is, man. You know, I don't know. There's not much more we can say about it, but y'all be careful out here.
yeah.
I know Kendrick did say in his song that Drake's house in Toronto, the embassy, that's what Drake calls it. He said the embassy is about to be raided.
About to be raided.
So if that happens, wow.
Look, I'm just glad I'm just a regular dago, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can have all the money in the world, and Drake's a prime example of that. You can have all the money in the world, but with all these stuff, all this allegations and stuff coming on around, yeah, man. I mean, shit. I'd rather be broke than be caught in a PDF file. I'm
Right,
sorry.
exactly.
I can fix broke. You get PDF file on you, you can't fix that shit.
Yeah,
that's life.
It's gonna haunt you.
Yeah, man, like the Scarlet Letter and shit.
Yeah. But yeah, did you have anything else you want to drop before we wrap it up?
Oh yeah, man, the Combs and stuff, and the King Combs joint, and Meek Mills. Happy birthday again.
Yeah.
Meek Mills up there talking about, you messing with the kids. You messing with the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
50 Cent messing with the kids.
Dude, come on, man.
I'm like,
dude,
man, 26 years old. Talking about you messing with the kids.
That ain't no damn kid. Dude, 26 years old. He a grown man, and he inserted himself into this on his own, you know.
And then, and then the shit was like, why you releasing on Mother's Day?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, people are doing like Tupac, Dear Mama, you know, Intruders, Kanye West, I love my mama, I always love my mama.
Yeah.
Hey Mama, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They doing things like that. You over here, like, yeah, let me just release this track on Mother's Day. Like, could y'all wait till Monday?
Right.
I mean, shit's still gonna be trash, but y'all could at least wait it.
Exactly.
Then you double trash for doing that on Mother's Day. Like, people are going like, I can listen to that later.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, shoot. Oh, and then 50 Cent had a good comeback too, because, you know, Meek Mill was like, yeah, I'm out here vacationing with my people. And 50's like, look, your album sold 6,000 units.
Right.
It's not 600,000.
Right.
Not 60,000. 6,000. Now, granted, that's moving more than what I have.
Right.
She ain't got shit. But he's like, yeah, you got 6,000. So you should not be on vacation.
Exactly. You ain't got enough money to be on vacation, bro. So, and what he said, he asked him, what's that shit on your face?
Oh,
Because
God.
every time Meek take a picture, something look weird. You know, he got one of his pictures, he got some shit all on his face. So I was like, dude, why you always just look weird? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hold on, wait a minute. I just thought we finished.
Yo, that's fucking funny as hell. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm sure 50 is not gonna respond lyrically to this kid. You know, it would look bad on him to do that. I mean, not kid, but you know, this youngin in the game. He's young in the game, and he's not a good rapper. You know what I mean? Because if he was, he'd have been doing numbers by now, and he's not. You know what I mean? So I don't think 50's gonna respond to him. He's been trying to make music for a minute. You know what I mean?
Like the Combs legacy.
Right.
Useless.
Diddy can't help you. So, you know, and it's looking bad, you know. So at one point, you know, if you mention Diddy and how you affiliated with him, at one point it might actually help. You know, like, he got Diddy behind him. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have some good production and blah blah blah. But now you say I got Diddy helping me? Nah. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go the other way. So I
got
appreciate
Diddy helping you, all right.
Right.
Maybe Diddy in the Diddy. Right?
Exactly. The Diddy.
The Diddler.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna take you shopping.
Right.
Make sure that turn around. Yeah, I like it. Make sure that the scene come into his butt cheeks.
Yeah, it's looking good, Daddy.
So the butt cheeks is show.
You know,
Yeah, that look good, Daddy.
make sure that's nice and tight.
Yeah,
Daddy.
nice and tight in the back.
Yo, that's crazy.
You know, you had that laugh.
Yo, Diddy, man. All of these dudes, man, and a lot of people are saying that Cat Williams really did call this because he said a lot of truth was going to come out and that this year was going to be crazy.
Yeah, man.
So, you know.
Shout out to Cat Williams, man.
Yeah, shout out to Cat Williams, man. I ain't even going to lie. He might have called it because there's been some shit dropping off.
Yeah, man. This is, like I said, man, it's just, I'm just glad I'm regular Douglas.
Yeah. And I'm going to stay regular Douglas.
I'm going to stay regular Douglas. Y'all can have all that shit.
Yep.
I mean, you know, I would, like I said to you, like, you know, when we was here last, I would like this thing to be, you know, a content creator and, you know, people get to know me on a personal level somewhat, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can, you know, go to a restaurant, eat, come home, you know, don't be bothered with folks. That's all I really want.
Yeah.
Make my money, go home, and, you know, make sure I can take care of, you know, what all. That's all I really want. But yeah, if I have to have millions and deal with the stress level they dealing with, nah, I'm good with that. You can keep that shit.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
So, yeah, man, but that's life.
Yep.
How long we been going?
About a minute, and not a minute. About an hour and 5. So
okay.
we about done, man. I just wanted to get those, you know, because I know, you know what I'm saying, you got, you know, my fat ass got to hit the buffet.
Well, yeah, I
now
don't
go back to the buffet. Yeah,
you right, the buffet.
Get back to those
Let's
buffets.
put that as our background, the buffet
There's
back
a
there.
buffet in the back.
So we can just reach back there.
Give
me some chicken.
chicken.
But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much all I had. You know what I mean? Did you have anything else you wanted to throw out there?
That's pretty much it. We appreciate the support, fellas, and thank you. Come back in, tune, you know, check us out, tune in with us. We appreciate you. We're going to do some more stuff. We're going to try to get some skits and things involved so we can, you know, it ain't just podcasting. We actually have like a little bit of a fun channel. So we're going to try to, you know what I'm saying, because there's a lot of bullshit going on in the world, you know.
Yeah,
and,
man.
You know what I'm saying? We just want to be your distraction, if will. Like, you know, a little funny in distraction. Not like, oh, it's some agenda and shit. No, just trying to take them out of shit. Like, you know.
Exactly.
So, that's it.
But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. You know, one last time, please don't forget, hit all those buttons. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? Help us out. Spread the news about the channel, please, if you don't mind. We working hard to, you know, keep some content coming for y'all.
Yep.
And we could, you know, use your support. So, you know, please hit those buttons, and we'll keep you up to date on the latest content. You know, we'll keep those conversations about hip hop and the culture going.
Facts.
So, for Layers of the Culture, this is your man Kurt, and this is
Howie.
And we will see y'all next time.
Hold on, wait a minute. I thought we were finished. Peace.
Peace.